Crash and Burn is a combat racer, and it was the first game to ever be released on the 3DO, while the second game didn't come till weeks later. That, along with a $700 price tag in 1993, made people not want the system. They must have been very confident in Crash and Burn if they thought they were going to get away with that. Did the game deserve Trip Hopkins' confidence? Let's find out. The graphics are unbelievable for a launch game. The textures are crisp, the environments are colorful, and due to the game loading the entire track, the draw distance is limitless. They even applied scaling to the backgrounds just to give the game that much more depth. However, I can't help but notice that your car's a sprite, which usually would be fine, but the enemy cars are models, so what was the point of making yours a sprite if the game can clearly handle it? Also, more detail could be put into the backgrounds, especially when you look down. Also, the frame rate starts at 24, but can go all the way down to 15. And with moderately common polygon glitches, I can't give it a 5 out of 5. I'm so sorry, Crash and Burn. The story is, it is the not-so-futuristic year of 2044, and in the future, people only find entertainment in combat racing. That's it. Even if your game doesn't have a story, full motion video is the future, so this game comes packed with it. The game also comes packed with a diverse cast of characters, each with their own personality and motivations.
I've got plenty of ways to make your life miserable.
Sadly, I can't find any information on who these actors are, but they're most likely programmers. Each character comes with 7 clips, and I really wish there was more because they're fantastic. There's also FMV loops of each and every item you can buy in the store, and there's a lot of them. 4 out of 5. The sound in this game is not a good first impression on what was a lot of people's first experiences with the power of compact disc. It's all a bunch of generic minis that has no place in a game like this. It also doesn't help that there's only 4 songs that loops throughout all the races, and the sound effects are serviceable. 2 out of 5. The game features 2 modes. In Rally mode, you select the course you want to race on, and you race. While in Tournament mode, the game selects the course for you. It's also more in-depth with purchasable equipment. The game features 32 tracks, which is simply outstanding for 1993. Imagine if Sega Rally had 32 tracks. The game would actually be a worthwhile experience if it did. The game also features 6 playable characters, each with their own stats and weapons, just to give the game that much more replayability. 5 out of 5. The game is as simple as driving, dodging obstacles, killing enemies, and recharging at the end of the lap if you're damaged or out of ammo. But doing that wastes time, so choose wisely on which is more important. Also, your weapons are useless, so only focus on dodging obstacles until you can upgrade them. The only problem is, a lot of the upgrades are useless, like landmines. When you place a landmine, you can still go over it on the next lap, and the enemies are great at dodging them, so stay away from the landmines. The plasma sun gun is the way to go. It has unlimited ammo and does some serious damage. It's definitely the best weapon in the game. Anyway, it's not the most expensive one, which makes no sense, so it's best to play this game with a guide. But the thing is, this game has no guide, so here's my guide. First, save up for the regenerative armor. It does slowly heal you over time, but dying is still very possible, especially with how hard the game gets in the second half. After that, save up for the plasma sun gun. Once you obtain this, the game becomes way more fun. However, even with these, the game is still very hard. And speaking of hard, this game only gives you 3 continues. You'll have to use one of these continues if you lose a race or die, but using your continues either way can be avoided. When you're at the continue screen, just reset the console. The game will forget you ever lost. So once you do all that, Crash and Burn is an enjoyable experience. However, it can get boring after a while, especially since the later tracks increases the number of laps. 3 laps is the perfect length for a track before it gets boring, and clearly increasing the number of laps was just a lazy way to increase the runtime. 3.5 out of 5.
Eddie, let me go back to my home. Without me, everything's so wrong. Eddie, let me go back to my home. Let me put things back where they belong. Eddie, let me go back to my home. Without me, everything's so wrong. Eddie, let me go back to my home.
Time to go to school, buddy. Pain 101.